Dear students, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University Digital Learning Platform. As part of MA first year semester 2, course 2, titled Audio Visual Journalism, today we are going to deal with Unit 15 of Block 5. Unit 15, the title is Skills Required for Audio Visual Journalist. Unit 15 and Block 5. Dear students, so far we have seen the proliferation of social media and the convergence that is impacting the nature of journalists' work. But what are the requirements for a person to excel in this social media age is an important issue to be discussed. As you know, there is a major difference between a traditional journalist and a social media journalist. Traditional journalists are one who gather news, report at various locations to they go to various places and they gather information and they write a story and they send it to the desk to edit it and publish it. And similarly, electronic media journalists go to the field, they take interviews, they give some sound bites and they send it to the newsroom. But journalists generally have many roles and responsibilities, and the public trusts them, holds them responsible for the information they share in public. So, for any journalist, public trust is very important. Professionals known as audiovisual journalists are compelling. They use compelling images and the fundamentals of traditional journalism to tell stories. They use components such as pictures, films, graphics, and sounds to deliver stories to the general public. For digital media journalists, all these characteristics are the same. See, there is no a person who is coming from somewhere to do digital media journalism. The person who has some qualities in addition to this general journalistic qualities can do very well in this field. So, analytical ability and critical thinking are the crucial factors for a journalist to excel in the digital platforms. See, there is a major change, a major difference between a traditional journalist and a social media journalist. For traditional journalists, he is supplying news or information or content to an agency which is an established agency, which is a company, a newsroom. But here, as a social media journalist, some of them may report to the companies, but some of them are having their own companies and they go by their brand name. Let us see how Dhruv Rati made a name and Barkha made a name through her social media platforms. Like that, you can name many people who made their mark after coming from the mainstream industry. They launched their own YouTube channels and they are earning more money than what they were earning. Ravish Kumar is one of the best examples to drive home this point. And in Telugu journalism, you can see Professor Nageshwar Rao and Tulsi Chandu, Vanaja, Venugopal, all these, Raka Sudhakar, these YouTubers are doing a great job. So, what made people to believe them? Analytical abilities and critical thinking. To critically examine material and determine its authenticity and dependability, a journalist needs to possess analytical and critical thinking. So, all facts are not facts. If you apply your brain and see it from various angles, then you get a concrete idea. So that is what these people do. That is why some of the social media journalists are doing a great job. An audio-visual journalist can create content that is both educational and engaging to read or watch by using critical thinking. Before producing content, these professionals should critically consider how to gather information or choose an angle for their story. After the research is finished, they choose the medium to share their stories with public, which primarily depends on the type of content and target audience. Develop an inquisitive attitude and pose insightful queries uh, to examine problems from several perspectives. A successful journalist gives various perspectives. A lazy journalist gives one perspective and keeps on collecting data related to that one perspective. So develop your ability to spot biases, contradictions, and logical fallacies in arguments. Acquire the capacity to evaluate and dependability, relevance, and credibility of sources and evidence. Dissect intricate arguments into their conscient conclusions and corroborating data you see from various angles and come to a conclusion. So, investigation and research is another important aspect. A journalist can assure accuracy and credibility in their reporting by gathering news, gathering facts, verifying information, and cross referring data through research and investigation. Lazy journalists don't do cross checking. They use the data that is available on internet or somewhere. But a digital journalist who wants to excel in the profession should do some research to find out whether this data is correct or not. That is why I spoke about fact checking in the previous unit. Finding accurate information for reliable sources is also crucial for journalists. So research skills are very, very, very important for any journalist, especially for online journalists. And nowadays, it is not a big deal to collect information from various sources. Information is readily available, and artificial intelligence can actually give the right source also. You can go back to the source and cross check. So research skills are important, and you should possess a quality to find out whether the source is giving correct information or not. So use fact checking, cross referencing, and numerous sources to confirm information. So watch out for propaganda, bias, and false information. And political parties, especially in political reporting, we face that problem. Political parties plant people to mislead journalists. So you should be careful about such things. You must have observed why some exit polls go wrong. Exit poll predictions many times are going wrong because people realized that there is no point in giving their personal opinion for others. That is number one. Number two, the respondents are not relying on the journalists because journalism is widely divided, and some of the journalism media houses are aligned to some political parties. So that is why a journalist should know how to handle sources, and uh, as part of doing research, it is always advisable to join hands with academicians. Academicians are available across the globe. You may use your networking capabilities to reach out some good researchers sitting in some university in America or Europe, and side a journalist's ability to conduct research and conduct investigations is very, very crucial. That is why team with some professionals who do research well and who can give you some insights. Investigation and research, number one, and analytical abilities and critical thinking. These 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 are all very, very, very important skills required for a audiovisual journalist. So you should not rely on only single source. Either it is in printed matter or the person who is giving you information. Relying on single source is the biggest blunder committed by many audiovisual journalists. If you run a story taking bite from one person and giving your perspective, and since that person's bite is aligned with your view, don't go for it. Don't, if you push it in your social audio visual media platforms, you will be seen as a as a biased journalist.